Shusha, known as the temple and cradle of the Muqam, is Azerbaijan's cultural capital. The history of Shusha fortress, built in the northern part of the city to protect against invaders from neighboring territories, is particularly noteworthy. Azerbaijanis Panah Ali Khan Karabakli, 1693-1763, who founded the Karabakh Khanate in 1747, ordered to construct the fortress Shusha in 1752 to reinforce and provide battleship protection from foreign attack. This area of 5,500 square meters is also referred to the Panahabad Fortress in honor of its founder in historical sources, and a silver coin called Panahabadi was introduced. Under Karabakh's second ruler Ibrahim Khalil Khan from 1732 to 1806, the fortress, surrounded by a strong defensive wall, became home to various centers of handicraft, blacksmith, and weapons. The manufacturing work of art made by masters of Shusha at that time became very popular in the near and far abroad. Flames of fire, a tiger, the symbol of power, and the Karabakh horse proudly standing in the green valley are depicted on the emblem of Shusha. Shusha, consisting of 17 quarters, is famous for its baths, mosques, and springs in each district. In the early 18th century, Shusha became the center of Karabakh's Khanate and one of the most important cultural centers of Azerbaijan. Since the 18th century, it was known throughout the world as Little Paris, Temple of Art of the Caucasus, the cradle of Azerbaijan music, and Transcaucasian Conservatory. And the word Armenia is found neither in historical documents nor in literature sources of that time. Kuragchay Treaty on the annexation of Karabakh of Russia was signed on May 14, 1805 by the commander-in-chief of the Russian troops in the Caucasus, Pavel Sisyanov and Ibrahim Khalil Khan. During this period, Russia unequivocally recognized the Karabakh Khanate as an independent state, approved Ibrahim Khalil Khan and his successor as the sole owners of the Khanate. Ibrahim Khan's signature in all articles of those documents was written as Ibrahim Khan Karabakli of Shusha. In later years, the Armenians, who were settled to Karabakh due to the signed Turkmenchay peace treaty on February 10, 1828, launched a planned operation to take over Shusha and other historically Azerbaijani territories in accordance with the policy of Tsarist Christianization. At that time, after the appointment of Valerian Grigorovich Madatov, the Russian general of Armenian descent, as the commandant of Shusha, the resettlement of Armenians to those territories became more intense. Famous Russian artist Vasily Vereshchagin visited Shusha in May 1865 and stayed there for about 3 months. After returning to Paris, he painted a series of paintings about Shusha. All those pictures, among others, Shusha Mosque, a religious procession of the Muharram celebration at Shusha, the Muslim school, and guest house of a rich Azerbaijani in Shusha, are currently housed at the Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg, Russia. In 1988, After the meetings organized by the Armenian separatists with territorial claims in the Nagorno-Karabakh region of Azerbaijan, Armenian forces launched armed attacks on the territories of Azerbaijan, and the ancient Azerbaijani city of Shusha was captured by a Russian-Armenian military unit on May 8, 1992. Armenians destroyed about 600 historical and architectural monuments in Şuşa, including Jidir Plain, where the Karabakh Khanate held horse races and Nowruz holiday, Panah Ali Khan Palace, the Yukhari Govhar Agha and Ashaqi Govhar Agha Mosque, the house of Khurshid Banu Natavan, the notable woman poet of the East, the mausoleum of Mullah Panah Vakif, the famous poet who was the vizier of the Karabakh Khanate, house museums of Uzeyir Haji Beyli, the founder of the first Azerbaijani opera and symphonic music, Bulbul, the great Azerbaijani musician, and Mir Mohsen Nabagov, an Azerbaijani musician and artist, were barbarously destroyed. More than 10,000 exhibits from the National Museum funds, 1,000 items of the State Museum of Applied Art were looted and brought to Armenia. In general, more than 60 libraries, museums, music schools, and the ancient Muslim cemetery of the city were completely destroyed. The truth and justice will sooner or later come out eventually. Although Azerbaijan has longed for Shusha for 28 years, with great patience and persistence, awaiting the return of its occupied lands without bloodshed, war. In accordance with international law, the issue remained on paper. Other Azerbaijani territories, peaceful Azerbaijanis, continued to face enemies' provocations. Finally, the head of state, the supreme commander of Azerbaijan, Imam Heydar Oğlu Aliyev, proposed a military solution to the issue in order to replace the lost Armenians. Beginning with October 27, 2020, the victorious Azerbaijani army under the leadership of Ilham Aliyev, Supreme Commander-in-Chief, has liberated our lands from the invaders village by village, city by city, raising our tricolor magnificent flag, and on November 8th, splicing our native Shusha we had been longing for. November 10th is a glorious Victory Day, restoring Azerbaijani's territorial integrity.